Welcome to A Star in a Simulator Car, the series where we have guests coming in to set a lap time on our £100,000 simulator for the bragging rights of who's the fastest. Today's guest needs no introduction, but my producer says I have to do one anyway. So, he is the Formula E world champion. That's all I need to say. It's Jean-Eric Vergne. Welcome to the show. You happy to be here?
Yeah, really happy to be here.
Star in a Simulator Car. Our first real life drive. We've got 2 content creators already on the board. So hopefully you wipe the floor with both of those two.
Yeah, well, I hope. I mean, I didn't feel so good, but maybe I'll come back. You know, if other guys beat my time, I'm definitely
then come back, go back to the top. Yeah, let's start off then with Formula E, of course, reigning world champion. But the field being so tight this season, how is your defence going?
Well, defence going is pretty tough this year. You know, we've had 8 different winners in 8 different races, so it just shows how competitive the field is. And you know, I've had some issues this year. Not everything has been running very smoothly, but there is 5 more races to go. I'm less than a race victory away from the leaders. So, you know, everything's possible. I have a good car. I have a very high motivation to win again this year. And, you know, everything is open, everything's possible. So, you know, we keep working very hard and believe in our chances.
Yeah, it's the most exciting Formula E season so far there's ever been. And with that being the most exciting, do you feel that Formula E is going to overtake F1 as the pinnacle of motorsport?
Well, you know, it's funny you ask that, because every kind of comparison we do between 2 things, that means the first thing you're comparing is more or less the same or as good as the other thing. So if Formula E is being compared to Formula 1, that means Formula E is more or less on the same level as Formula 1, which, you know, wasn't a few years ago. I mean, it was not even existing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that already people are asking me this question, and not only to me, but is Formula E is going to be better than Formula 1, is bigger than Formula 1? It's already in one something, you know, something really big to say. Then overtaking it, I don't think so. Formula 1 is something that has history. You know, you got people like Fangio, Senna, Schumacher, Prost, Hamilton, winning in Formula 1. In Formula E, we got, I mean, at the moment, our names are not as famous as Prost and Senna, you know. So on this topic, Formula E can never be as big as Formula 1. But then, yes, it's getting big. We don't know if Formula E one day will come together with Formula 1. I personally don't think Formula 1 will stay like this forever, and I think one day we'll have to go electric, or at least, you know, drop the fuel. Because that's where the world is going, and that's what Formula E is doing, and understood very well, and that's why we got 3 times more manufacturers in Formula E than in F1.
Yeah. Do you feel a bit of pride to be part of the guys who started Formula E?
Yeah, obviously I feel very lucky. That's the main feeling, because, you know, I was dropped from Formula 1. I had nowhere really to go, and thanks to Formula E, I bounce back and I have a better career than what I used to have in Formula 1, on a much better position. So yeah, I feel very fortunate, very lucky, and I'm still young. I still have many years in front of me, and hopefully more victories and more championship wins, and that's definitely what I'm aiming for.
Back to the season then, 6 races left to go. Monaco is next. Is it in Formula E, like it is in Formula 1, it's like the race that everybody wants to win?
Obviously, every race is everybody wants to win it. Then, as I said, you know, there is not the history in Formula E that Formula 1 has. Then we're racing in Monaco, but it's not fully the same track. We're only using half the track. So, yeah, obviously, I want to win it. All the drivers want to win it. But it is not as important to win Monaco as it is in F1. I mean, to me, obviously. It's more important to win Paris than to win Monaco.
Yeah, very true. Moving away from Formula E then and onto esports. We are, of course, an esports team, and you are the founder of Veloce Esports as well. What made you decide to sort of invest into esports and create your own team?
Well, you know, when I left Formula 1, I only had this driver cap and only thinking about driving and only thinking about Formula 1. And I was not very aware of the world outside F1. So it was obviously a very bad thing that happened to me first, but then I got to be in Formula E. I got to open my eyes on the outside world, and straight away I saw the potential of Formula E, but as well of esports. So many kids are watching esports more than people are watching Formula 1 races, and I saw massive potential. Then obviously I didn't have the time to create all of this myself. So when I met with my ex-teammate, Formula 3 teammate Rupert Svensen-Cook, which is also the founder of Veloce, he told me as well his vision on esports, and I said, I mean, we should do it together.
Yeah.
And with Jack and all the other guys that are already starting to create this, we definitely moved away from the normal industry of motorsport and moved into esports, and that's what it became today. So yeah, I'm very proud to have been with those guys, and everything in life is also about luck. And the chance I had was to meet Rupert again and all this team at the right time before everything started.
Yeah. Did you ever used to game when you were younger?
Not really. I was extremely fortunate to be born on the karting track. So all I had to do was go downstairs, take my kart and drive on the go-kart circuit. But I understand that motorsport is a very difficult sport to succeed because it's very expensive. It's not like tennis or football where you buy a ball or a racket. Here you have a lot of team behind you. You have to buy the go-kart, and you have to travel as well a little bit around Europe to do championships. So that's why I believe esport is a way of, for young kids that don't have a rich family or a lot of sponsors to do motorsport, that they're able to excel still in what they can do best, meaning racing. And racing, you got the steering wheel, you got the pedals, you got the screen in front of you, and it's so well made nowadays that it's very similar to the reality. I mean, we saw in the E-Rock in Mexico that a gamer bet Lucas Di Grassi, and that is to say that the games are so well done today that any gamers, if he's really good, he can access as well to the top of the field in the real world, and that's something I absolutely love.
Do you give him a lot of stick, Lucas Di Grassi, when he got beat? Do you mention it at all?
No, I didn't say that because I could have been in the same position. Yeah. I myself could have been beaten as well by this guy, by any other gamer. So I understand that the gamers nowadays are so talented and so good that if you give them a chance, and if they want it, of course, if they are motivated to succeed in the real world, they absolutely can.
Cool. Let's talk about the lap then. The main reason why you're here, to try and put yourself at the top of this board. Simulator, you've been on a few times when you've had a few visits in, but how did you find it?
It was really cool. Obviously, I did a few laps before, and then it's only one flying lap, a little bit like Formula E. But I made a mistake. I went a bit off in the grass, so I think I could have done a bit quicker. But probably same as those guys. Probably made some mistakes as well. I don't know.
He went off. He got lost.
Okay.
About halfway through the lap. His was clean, but it was like a slow, sort of cautious lap. So there is potential that you could be at the top.
Okay.
So we just have to.
Well, I felt I was on the maximum. So if you're telling me I did more or less the same time, I feel that I'm gonna be beaten. I'm gonna have to come back.
Yeah, I feel like if you do get beaten, I can't let these two beat you.
Yeah, I
very well.
Back. Yes.
And I can't hear that they beating you. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the lap.
I seem lost. Woo! Let's try and do this one.
Here we go then, starting on the grid. Away you go.
Bad start.
Better start though than the other guys. They really bogged down, really struggling with the start on this car. In towards turn one. Nice and tidy, hitting the apex very well. Using all the curb as well. Not a lot of people tend to use that when you can, use that curve as much as possible.
Ooh, bit of locking in.
Yeah, a bit wide through Druids there. That's going to lose you a bit of time, but clean, I suppose, at the end of the day.
Using all the track close to the grass everywhere.
Yeah, using all the track. Look at you. You just look like you're having a Sunday drive. You don't even look like you're under pressure at all. Through the left-hander then of Surtees. Very nice and tidy on the racing line. And now down on the long run in towards Hawthorns. Just a Sunday drive for you. You don't even look bothered at all by what's going on. In towards Hawthorns then. This is where Ben got lost, I believe. So nice and tidy through there. Now into this right-hander. Just clipping the curb, using all the track available, not running wide, not running onto the gravel. Of course, that would lose you a lot of time if you did that. Now in towards this right-hander, using all the track again, keeping away from the grass on the left-hand side.
Oh, and I think it's this corner.
This corner where you went right. There you go, onto the grass. Not too much though. A little bit frustrated with yourself, but not too bad at the end of the day. Through the final corner and down the Brabham straight to come across the line and set your time in a simulated car. What is the lap time going to be? How do you feel about that?
Well, I got to be faster, otherwise I go back straight in the sim.
Yeah, go straight back in the sim, do it again. Well, Let's see, Mr. Jean-Eric Vergne, what you did. So we'll start off. You did it in a
1 minute, obviously.
1 minute. Yeah, that was a good start. Good start.
I'll say in the 20s.
20, you are right. A 1 minute 27.
Aye.
So you need to be below a 0.6. You, Jean-Eric Vergne, did it in a 1:27.2, which makes you our new fastest man with a star in a simulator car. There you go, at the top of the board.
I don't have much margin though.
Not much margin to go. Shake your hand on that. Fastest man in our star in a simulator car. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the Formula E race in Monaco, May the 11th, this Saturday. We've been Veloce Esports. This has been Jean-Eric Vergne, and we will see you next time.